Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 22 and today I have just returned from the Philippines. As you guys know, I was out on a filming trip in the Philippines. It was fantastic, it went very well. I'll probably talk a little bit more about it later on in the video, but as you can probably tell, I am ill. Whenever I travel long journeys, that was like a 30-hour total journey because we had a layover in Hong Kong. You're just coming into contact with so many people and you're sitting in that plane for so long that you're guaranteed to get a little bit sick. And I've got the sniffliest nose, my ears are blocked, my head is pounding, but I'm back on the Hermitcraft server and I'm really excited to start work on some of the projects. And also, I'm excited to check out whatever this thing is that is above my base. So I logged in and I was looking straight up. Oh my word! What the heck? Are these all famous mustaches? Oh my word. I don't believe it. We've got Mr. Potato Head. Okay, so there's Mr. Potato Head. We've got a star in the pavement. So I've been given my own star on, what is it, like the Walk of Fame? I can't remember what it's called. So we've got that. We've got Super Mario. That's a very famous mustache. Then we've got the Pringles guy, which I have to say has got a very similar mustache to my one, or at least my YouTube avatar. And then what was the other one? I can't remember what the other one was. Oh, the Monopoly Man, once again, yeah, a very, very similar mustache to what I have going on. Wow, I need to see what this looks like from the outside. This must have taken so long. This must have taken just hours upon hours upon hours. I've built pixel arts in the past. Like, I've built them before, obviously the giant Mega Shrek. That was one of the big ones that I worked on. Yeah, I probably should have check the durability of my elytra. Thank goodness for oceans. Wow. But as I was saying, yes, yeah, I'm very impressed with this. This is absolutely incredible. Now, by the looks of the signs and also by the looks of this book, it was built by the Convex. So let's quickly have a read through. Dear Mumbo, thank you for your compliance after you were banished from the main Hermitcraft island by the Vex Infinity Gauntlet. So by the look of things, do you remember that book that I received that told me to get off the main Hermitcraft island? And I was like, well, I'm already off the main Hermitcraft island. By the look of things, I've actually been rewarded for already basing my base on the outside of the island, which is quite funny. So as a reward, we have inducted you into the Mustache Hall of Fame. We scoured the globe far and wide to find the legends of Mustache Kind. These legends of Mustache Kind have graced you with their presence and have sponsored your induction into the Mustache Hall of Fame. These legends include such distinguished gentlemen as Pringles McPringleson, aka the Pringles guy, Mr. Monopoly of the Monopoly game Monopoly. This is a real tongue twister, by the way. Mr. Pimpin' Potato Head and the world's most famous plumber, Mario. These legends invite you to walk among them this day. The Convex gift this star to you in commemoration of this incredible honor. Congratulations, and please be sure to return Mr. Potato Head's shoes and Mr. Monopoly's monocle to the Convex. Thank you once again for your compliance. Sincerely, the Convex. Wow, this is amazing. It's very, very impressive. Now, the next thing that I'm interested to see is how well the spoiler store has done while I'm away. Now, I did see on Twitter, and, you know, I saw a few What? Oh, what the? So what? My spoiler store! What? My spoiler store's been turned into a giant dirt block! Is this some kind of sick joke? Someone's put a spoiler. Someone has put a spoiler protector in front of my store, and you know what? I'm not going to read that book because look, and it's dangerous as well. This is a dangerous. You've created a dangerous environment, right? Okay, let's give this a read then. So, dear Mumbo, by the look of things, this is from Wells Night. Dear Mumbo, I see that you forgot to build a spoiler wall before you left for the Philippines. I'm sure that you were so busy getting ready for your trip that it just slipped your mind. No worries, my friend. I've got you covered. I went ahead and built a spoiler wall for you so that your wonderful build wouldn't get spoiled. That would be tragic. I've enclosed an invoice in the chest to cover the cost of the expenses involved. Sincerely, Wells Night. 9 diamonds. That 9 diamonds for what is essentially a bunch of dirt. That better be good quality dirt. I'm curious, how many people actually went into the spoiler store and used it? So we've got 3 diamonds. We've got 3 diamonds in there. This is a hugely profitable shop. No way. We've got we've got 21 diamonds. That's been the most profitable shop I've had. That's 30 diamonds. I'm happy to pay the 9 diamonds now. This has been a massive success. That must have gotten every single hermit. Every single hermit must have seen this place. I'm sure of it. So, Wells, your diamonds are in that chest right there. It still seems a little bit expensive to me, but then again, that's coming from someone that managed to get 30 diamonds out of the hermits for spoiling my store. So I suppose I can't talk too much about things being expensive. I've just come back to the base, and look at this. I totally forgot to pay for the NHO beacon. And then I went away to the Philippines, and that means that I now owe, so 16 plus 5, I guess. So 16 plus 5, that's 21 diamonds. Oh my word. So all of the profits of my spoiler store. That's almost that's almost too perfect. Literally every single diamond that I got from the spoiler store has been paid to other hermits. So I'm back to where I started. That's totally ridiculous. So there we go, Mr. Doc M. 21 diamonds for the NHO beacon. Okay, I think I've covered all of my debts. I think I've shown everything that's happened in the past week since I've been away. Let's actually start work on some projects now on the Hermitcraft server. And you know what? Okay, originally what I was going to do is I was going to do all of the islands. So I was going to place in all the trees, I was going to do all the pathways and everything like that. But Grian's base over there looks fantastic. And it's given me a little bit of inspiration as to something that I think would look amazing in this base. So as I said, okay, the bottom half of this base is looking a little bit empty. Wouldn't it be really cool if I constructed, based off of the inside of this circle here, another one going in like this, with the power beam still going through the center. So we'd have it coming down like this, and then it would be hovering probably about, well, I guess it would be around about 10 blocks off of the floor, and it would come down like that, and then that would be the ocean section. So we've got the overworld, and then we have the ocean section, which is like a giant aquarium that's filled with fish, it's filled with all of the kelp, it's filled with everything, and that comes down like this and makes like a really grand, crazy looking water-filled bubble down at the bottom here that's completely surrounded by glass. That would be very cool. Very, very cool. Now I'm just curious if I can actually pull this off mathematically the first time. So that's 4 blocks, then this is also 4 blocks. And then I think, yeah, 3 blocks. So I've got a 101 block radius circle here, which I think, if I've done the maths correctly, should mean that we will line up with that glass right there. So on the inside of all that quartz. And I think already that is a no in terms of, yeah, that's there's no way that's worked. The maths definitely hasn't added up there. So I guess back to the drawing board, I suppose. Except hang on, I just thought I'd try connecting it up, and it does connect up. So even though it's not a perfect circle, we end up with this sort of shape, which actually lines up quite nicely with this inner circle here. Like, we get quite a nice effect going on. I don't know how I've done that. That was a fluke of maths. 100%. But it does look quite cool, doesn't it? Except, hang on, now that I've actually built it to the top, I thought I'd just give it a go. It actually lines up perfectly with the glass, which is very odd. That's not what I was expecting. Does it look good, though? That's the question. I feel like the circles are slightly off. I feel like that one is closer to the edge than that one. Okay, I've done a little bit more maths, and we now have a second template, which is this one that drops out the bottom here. This one looks a lot better, but there is 3 blocks at the top there, and there is, I think, it's 5 or 6 blocks down at the bottom here. So I guess we chop off 1, and then we also have the border going around the edge there, and then we're actually sorted. We can build this thing. Yeah, this is the 3rd one that I've done, and it's almost there, but I'm actually going to do another one. So this is number 4, test number 4, and it is going to start from 1 block lower, and that will line us up perfectly. Then we'll be spot on, and then I can start building up this actual sphere of glass, which is going to house all of the water. Now that that's all worked out, what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd calculate the size of the circle for each step that we have in this, and then I'll build up the ring going round. So there'll be a ring going round for every single step, and then that's how we're going to build up our sphere so that each circle is accurate. I think that's the way to do it. I'm not 100% certain. It's been a very long time since I've actually built like a solid sphere. What on earth is going on here? This is like a full-blown slideshow. You know what, now that I've actually thought about it, so I've gone from the top section, because that follows the line of this. I can actually just go along the inside of here, and then when we get to this bit here, that's where I go back a block. I mean, that's got to work, surely. Oh, and one thing that I will say is that at the minute, I'm just doing 1/4, so I can just get a rough idea of how this entire thing is going to look, and then we'll build up the other 3/4, which is going to be a monstrous project. And already, this is looking pretty wild. Like, this is starting to look really quite crazy, and if we just pop down, I mean, we're not going to be able to see this particularly very clearly, but that gives us an idea for just what this kind of base is going to come together on. And I feel like this is what has been missing. I feel like this is what's been missing, because it feels very empty and cavernous at this point in time, and this should hopefully fill it all in. You know, earlier on I said this was going to be a monstrous project? This is actually going to be a monstrous project. This is how far I've gotten. I don't know how long I've spent on this so far, but I think the answer is going to be far too long. And the answer for how long I'm going to spend on the entire thing is far, far, far too long. I think you can see a pattern forming. It's been about 3 hours since we started work on this project here, and I've just finally ran out of white stained glass. Now, I don't actually know where all of my white stained glass supplies are. I feel like I have large quantities of glass somewhere, but I have no idea where it is. Because we have so many different storage systems dotted around, it's very difficult to know where your bits and pieces are. Oh, there it is! Holy mackerel! Okay, so we've got tons upon tons of glass. That's a lot more than I was expecting. This is fantastic, because I was kind of panicking about the amount of glass that this is actually going to use. So now the bottom of our circle is actually coming in, and we're starting to get the shape of this thing, and it looks ridiculous. Like, it looks crazy. I think also with the added things going around the edges is definitely adding to the drama of the entire thing that we have going on here. But no, I'd say this is a big improvement. I'd say this is adding some drama to what was a fairly boring looking base. I get it. It's not boring. It's not boring in the slightest, but this was very empty, and now it is being filled. And this is what I was looking for. When I built up that glass pillar on the inside, and then I asked for the pole, and you all said that you wanted the glass pillar, kind of after I'd taken it down, it's because I knew that there was something better that I could do, and I think this is it. Just a little bit more shape, less cylinder, more sphere. It's what we needed. So finally, there we have it, ladies and gents. We have got all of the strips in place. So all of our strips of glass are now in. This is the structure. This is it. This is the structure of our glass sphere here. And I mean, we've seen this a number of times, but I have to say I'm pretty impressed with it, especially looking at it from like this sort of angle. Obviously it's quite dark, but you can see what's going on here. It looks very, very, I don't know, crazy. It looks crazy. So now I've actually got to fill in all the glass, and then we'll have that 1/4 done. Now I gotta say, this is a lot more fun than building up the circular strips. That was a very slow process, whereas this is considerably more speedy, and we're covering a lot of ground really quite quickly, which is nice. It's nice to make progress quickly. I've made a mistake. And now I'm kind of lost. So the problem was that I placed the glass in on this level and it's meant to be on the level above. Now I think this could hopefully be an easy fix. Yes, it is. Thank goodness for that. I was panicking then because I thought I was going to have to rebuild the entire thing. Whoa! That's a heck ton of glass there. So we went through another full inventory and then I guess an inventory and a half, just filling it in, and then we went through an inventory of glass doing the strips. So that should give you a rough idea of how much glass there actually is in this kind of structure. But I'm interested to see what it looks like from the outside, and the answer is crazy. It looks so good. I mean, I think it looks good. And the blocks, they kind of look normal. We definitely have a spherical shape going on. That is, yeah, 100%. That's a pretty, yeah. I like this. I like this. I think this is cool. I personally think this is cool. I think this is a good direction to go in. However, I need to ask you the question. Should I actually build this? You see, this is a big commitment that I want to make sure that I get right, and it also disrupts some of the plans that I have down at the bottom here. So I want to make sure that I actually know that this is something that looks cool. And the way that I'm going to do it is once again via a poll. Should I build the entire sphere down at the bottom and then potentially turn it into an aquarium with loads of cool stuff on the inside? Either way, should I build the sphere at the bottom? Or should I get rid of all of that glass and leave the base how it was, or maybe potentially look at some other options for filling in the space? Answer using the poll that will be on the screen, and I will be taking those results into account when it comes to what I'm going to be doing next with my base. As I say, this was totally unplanned. I wasn't even planning on doing this in today's Hermitcraft episode. I just came back from the Philippines, looked at the base, and thought to myself, it could do with something grand like this. And as I say, it means that this building would have to go, all of my plans that I created for the island will have to change, but that's fine. I'm happy to do that if it means that this area looks cool. And I keep calling this my base. It's not my base. This is just my storage system. I still don't know what I'm going to be doing for my base yet. But now what that does mean is that I've kind of shot myself in the foot, because there's nothing I can do for the rest of this Hermitcraft episode. All my plans are either to build up this area, which I don't know how I'm going to do anything with it because this could potentially be coming in, or the other plan is that I actually continue working on it, which would be pointless if all of you say that you hate this plan and you don't want me to build it. So that means that, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is actually the end of today's Hermitcraft episode. So please answer that poll. Please, it's going to help me out. But anyway, if you did enjoy, please be sure to that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Oh, and new film just released on the filming channel. It's quite interesting. It's like I don't know. I think you'll like it. So I'll put a link to that on the end screen. Check it out.